Hello, everyone, and welcome to one of BRNS IT's videos. In this video, I'm going to be talking about Windows Server 2016. In particular, in this video, we're going to talk about how do you actually install Windows Server 2016 and to install let's get right to it. So, as you can see, we've got this running in a virtual machine. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to make this full screen as soon as we can run it. I've already downloaded the ISO. If you haven't already, you could go into Google like such and just type in Windows Server 2016, and you could come down to this screen. When you get down here, you could click on this first link. It says Windows Server 2016 Microsoft. When you click on that, it's going to take you to this screen here, and if you want. Now, it is very, very expensive, and I'll address this in a separate video. The licensing fees in regards to Server 2016 are actually much more expensive, I would argue. They're more expensive than how it used to be before. They're now, what Microsoft is doing is they're charging by the core, the number of cores you have in your server, instead of the number of processors. Um, so that can be kind of, I guess, a little bit tricky. But if you click on Try Now, and by the way, like I said, in a separate video, I will address the licensing fees. So once you click on Try Now, it's going to take you up to this screen, so you could just click Sign In down here. This is like an evaluation copy. However, if you want to pay for it, you're certainly welcome to pay for it at your local Microsoft store, or even you can get it from a place like Staples or something like that. So you can click on Sign In, and as you click on Sign In, it'll ask you to use a Microsoft account. So we'll just type that in. I'll just use my account for the sake of this video. So click on Sign In. So it's going to take a minute to load. And then what you want to do, it'll give you three options. The big difference is this ISO, which is obviously, it's like a disk image that you kind of boot to a CD. If you want to, you can also download this into a virtual machine, which I'll get to in a second. This is Nano Server, which is a virtual HD, which with a server within a server. And then this is kind of virtual lab, which I'm not even, to be honest, I'm probably not even sure exactly what that virtual lab is for. But you can click on, if you click on just register to continue, I just downloaded the ISL file because it just makes things a lot easier. Unless you want to do the nano server stuff. Basically, it's going to ask you for all this information. It says your role, areas of interest, a bunch of marketing stuff. Once you click continue, it's going to start downloading the file. Let's see, I'm going to show you, but I have it stored, my version of the file. So just go down to downloads, and once you click on downloads, what it's going to do is it's going to, if I could look for it, click on this file. Now the file for Server 2016 is 5 gigabytes, almost 5 gigabytes approximately. Almost 5 gigabyte file. Now that I already have it downloaded, I've already set up and made a virtual machine out of this. So what we're going to do is I'm going to go full screen into this, basically how you would install the system within a virtual machine environment. So what we'll do is I'm going to go ahead and power on our virtual machine. And we're going to full screen this to just make things a little bit easier. So just click OK. See if we can find a. So this is that. So now we're in a full screen mode of our actual machine. So as you can see, it is still quite loading a bit with this Server 2016 logo. Also, now notice it almost looks like the same logo as Server 2012. If you remember Server 2012, uh, certainly how that would work. Um, so when you download this is going to take you over this screen. Um, so it's just going to take a second to load. Okay. So now, welcome to Windows Server 2016. As you can see, this looks very similar to Microsoft installing like Windows 10 or even Windows 8 or Windows 8.1, if you recall. So we're just going to click next. This will give you your language, time, and format, keyboard. You can always change it to whatever language you'd like. So in this case, I'm going to keep it as US and English. So we will click next. Then you say install now. This would need to repair your computer. You would kind of click on this. But obviously, if you had to do a system restore or something like that, or you were able to boot into your computer, you could just click down here to repair your computer, and it'll give you some different options. But for now, we're going to click install now. And you'll see setup is starting. So right now I'm just seeing this little hourglass for whatever reason. So now it's going to come up with like four different options. This first one is called standard evaluation and data center evaluation. Remember that this copy that I have is a evaluation copy, which means it lasts for about 180 days, and after 180 days, they ask that you activate this copy of Server 2016. So it gives you data center, or do you want standard? Um, if you're running obviously, if you're running in a large enterprise environment that's like about thousands of users, normally they would have data centers, something like Verizon or T. Rowe Price or Comcast or something like that. It would have some sort of data center going on. If you want to go to the data center, there's the regular ones without the desktop experience. It's going to take you to the PowerShell, and you can run all of your server stuff via PowerShell, which I will do in a different video, in a future video, actually. So for now, we're going to click on standard desktop experience since I am not a data center, and we're going to click next. Then it's going to ask you this license agreement, which we will click next, click accept, and click next. And then it'll give you two options that says upgrade or do a custom. In this case, we're doing a custom. We're not upgrading a server, so we'll just click custom. And then we'll click over here that says new, click apply. So we're just going to format this. And we'll click next. And it's going to take you over to this, where it says copying Windows files and things like that. So again, it's very similar to Windows like Windows 7 or Windows 8.1 operating system installation. So let's just go from there. No matter what, once this boots up and everything, we're going to explain how this works. So pretty much all of this is pretty self-explanatory. So we're going to bring this back into this video once we once this is fully installed, and we'll come back shortly in just a moment.